here's the big story. Elon Musk tweeted, reinstate former President Trump. Yes. No. Well, as you can see, I voted yes, of course. And there's just about 800,000 votes in, what are we looking at? Like 20 minutes, just shy of 20 minutes. 62% say yes, 38% say no. And I find it kind of silly. Like, why is a former president, whether he's allowed to speak in the public town square, being brought up to just like a poll from the CEO is kind of a weird thing.
It seems very strange, especially given that this is supposed to be how Twitter operates going forward. Like, do we get to vote on everyone from now on? I would probably use Twitter if this was the democratic process.
Well, unfortunately, then you can have very likely to invoke mob rule kind of stuff, mob rule consensus of people can then just get together. And it's just the way that anything works in terms of banning people from other sites. You get a group of people together, you incite them into saying, oh, we need a mass report, demand that Twitter remove this person, or vice versa, demand that they reinstate somebody. So democratizing Twitter can be potentially harmful in its own way.
Who the hell would have thought that the former president of the United States, who's running to be the next president of the United States, is having his future of his speech being determined by a frickin' Twitter poll? That absolutely makes no sense at all. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it really shows you how Elon Musk is really failing here. He's not doing a good job. He should make a strong decision. He should make a decision that is based on principles, not on mob rule. And that's essentially what he's depending on here, which is ridiculous.
I think Elon is this strange character because we, especially conservatives, want to rally around him. He says interesting things that we feel like are right. But also, he doesn't operate 100% by conservative values, and he doesn't hide it, right? Like, Tesla is, from what I understand, the only car company that operates without a state-owned partner in China. Why is that? Why is he permitted that right? It's just one of these things.
You mean like he operates in China and he's not being controlled by the state, or what do you mean?
So
it sounded like you're saying all car companies in the U.S. work with China.
So all car companies, if you want to manufacture in China, again, I'm not an expert, but this is what I've been reading about it. They have a partner to help them with their distribution and manufacturing in China. Tesla is the only car company that operates without this kind of partnership. The car companies in China are owned by the Chinese government. Why is Tesla allowed to do this? I think Elon Musk is a really interesting character, but I am not surprised that he's not always consistent, right? We like free speech, but also we have a poll for the president. Like, that seems strange.
Yeah, I think he saw that he could make money from this. I think that's really it. I think he likes the Babylon Bee. I think he saw an opportunity to make money because it seems clear when you're active on Twitter that the majority of people want jokes, want to have fun, but you can't. And what was happening is slowly over time, Twitter was being compressed into a really boring and awful space. And it was resulting in, here's what I think. Elon's like, why are there so many competitors to Twitter emerging? Why is Twitter losing so many customers? And it's because they're censoring everybody. He probably thought, you know what, I'll buy it, uncensor some of the people, and then, we'll make it more valuable, and then we'll turn it public again. That's what he said he was going to do. So of course, he's saying he's doing a poll to reinstate Trump. Why? Because he wants to see what people on Twitter actually think. And it's kind of smart. We're up to 932,000 votes. 62% say yes, and that's probably where it's going to be. Because if he's like, the overwhelming majority of people want him on the platform, then I'm going to service the customers.
Still weak. Absolutely weak. I don't know what's going on with the audio. Is the audio okay, or is it fine? What's going on?
I feel like it's fine. I don't know if it's something. It's exactly the same as it was when I started. So I don't know.
Yeah, but okay. But anyway, it's still weak. It's still extremely disappointing. You make a decision. If you're going to be standing by free speech, that means standing by that decision and nothing else. Again, I don't know. Do we have the audio fixed?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can keep talking.
I'm distracted with all of the craziness over here.
Yeah. All that's muted. Everything's fine. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that's all I had to say anyway.
I just feel like Elon Musk knows that he's ultimately trading in public popularity, right? So I don't actually know, and he could be a devout free speech purist. He loves it, but he recognizes that in modern application, it has to be limited in some capacity. I don't really know what his philosophy on this is. I just know that he's inconsistent in a lot of ways, and as much as I want to admire the things that he's done that are good, I feel like we all have to take it with a grain of salt and remember that, like, he is ultimately serving himself, as far as we know.
Sure.
And we don't know what the end of that is.
I think he's running it like a CEO, like he's run everything else. So ultimately, the way he's looking at Twitter is what's going to be most profitable. If he ends up getting a huge mass of people who actually do leave Twitter and manage to force themselves away from it because Donald Trump is back on there sending out mean tweets, or because Alex Jones is out there existing, then maybe that's why he's decided against that unilaterally. Well, because it's clearly about the money.
Tweet it now.
Oh, yeah.
Can you read? You want to read it?
Hannah.
What?
Claire.
I'm sorry, you don't even know my name?
Hey,
Luke, I've known you for so long. Come on.
said Hannah.
I think you have to read it. That's not my name.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, you haven't addressed
I
me
said
correctly.
Hannah, and then I was like, Claire.
He said, Vox Populi, Vox Day. Ha, 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 Elon Musk.
Have they figured out the bots? Have they figured out the fake accounts on this particular platform? Because again, that was a major topic of discussion with Elon Musk previously, talking about how many people were gaming the system, manipulating this big tech social media platform to the point where, of course, a lot of the stuff was illegitimate. So how do we know that this poll's actually going to be legitimate? How do we know that other systems, other people, other groups won't be gaming this poll for their own personal benefit, which still hasn't been cleared up to how many accounts are real, how many accounts are fake? How is this platform being used for the sinister purposes of a lot of powerful people? That's a question that I think a lot of people are still waiting to be answered. That might never be answered because we're still waiting to find out what's going on here. And if Elon Musk is just taking this approach just to make money, it's not going to be incentivized for him to be honest with the people about how many people are fake on the platform.
No, and I would say that's what is Twitter Blue, of doing nothing but, putting certain people forward. It's just being a little bit more honest about it than Twitter's been in the past. It's what you're going to see because you pay us for it. And there are people who are so addicted to Twitter that they will, I think, probably stay there and keep doing it, at least for the time being.
They created this rumor last night that Twitter was going to shut down. And it's very clever organizing on the part of the left. Basically, the idea is make people fear they're going to lose their followerships or whatever. And then you'll get them to leave the platform. And so they do. They say, oh, no, Twitter's going to shut down by tomorrow, quick. And then everyone says, everyone quick, follow me on Mastodon. And they're trying to create a surge, a tsunami, an inflection point where enough people jump ship that they'll actually start using the other platform.
I wouldn't suggest Mastodon for people on the left. It's totally, unfederated or defederated. So there's no moderating on Mastodon. People can use very naughty, nasty words that you certainly couldn't use on Twitter on Mastodon.
You can't censor them or whatever?
I'm sure there's some way to censor it.
They ban anything that's illegal in Germany, apparently.
I know that when there was a big Twitter surge, or they were all these hashtags moved, or like Twitter exodus a couple weeks ago, and then immediately they moved to Mastodon and couldn't believe all the racial slurs and anti-Semitism, and then they were like, "Oh no, my safe space." So I mean, it was really funny, but that's about it.
I mean, that's the reality of a decentralized network. They're not going to have the resources of a major corporation. So this is what you get.
I don't know. I just don't trust Twitter. I never trusted it before. I don't trust it now that Elon's there. I know that it's sort of a personality thing. Some people live or die, but I really feel like in some ways, like I'm on it professionally to get news releases as they come out because so many people have converted it into this, tool for the PR. But I don't trust Elon Musk. Like if this is how we decide who gets to be on Twitter, I don't want to be there anyways, right? If it's I'm more
concerned about double verification. Like verifying anybody who pays money is the stupidest idea. Maybe he thought people wanted it so bad that he was going to make a ton of money right away from it. I feel like this whole rollout has been just really, really bad. Like Elon, you either go for it or you don't. There's no half measures. You think I'm going to pay $8? Like I'm inclined to actually cancel. So we signed up Timcast News for Twitter Blue for the verification for the most part. And because it's a new account and we wanted to have access to like filters or whatever. And also I want Twitter to succeed. I want it to work with what Elon is doing. I want to believe that when he reinstates some of these people, we saw last week some people got reinstated. All right, that's really good. And then he comes out and he's just like, I don't know, with all this stuff basically. I'm kind of just okay. All right, now I'm not entirely convinced we're going to see this platform get fixed. So here's my mindset now. I'm not rooting against Elon on this stuff. I'm looking forward to some improvements, but I'm going to lean back a little bit. you know, I was leaning back last week or 2 weeks ago. Then we heard last week that he had reinstated some accounts, and I was like, okay, so it looks like he is going to start improving things. And I said, okay, you know, I'll get Twitter Blue, but I'll get it only for Timcasters. I'm not going to buy for my personal just yet. We'll see what happens. Now we have this, and I'm kind of like, eh.
Do you think Elon could have done more with a secondary platform? Like if he had taken over, not Truth necessarily, but like some other thing?
This is the one thing that Ian is very, very wrong about all the time, freeing the code. Twitter's code is garbage. It's nothing. Their algorithm, sure, I guess. I agree with Ian insofar as free the code so that we can know what the algorithm is doing to us because it's manipulating us. But Gab, Parler, Getter, Minds, the ability to input text and have a server output it to a person who decides to follow a number, not hard to do.
Yeah.
So what Elon bought was you and me and Luke and Aiden and Serge. He bought all of you at home who use the platform. It's a community of people. Having control over that is useful. How do you if you launch a new Twitter, how do you get people to use it? You can't, because what makes Twitter valuable is that people are there. Mm-hmm. It is downtown. So you can buy a little store in the suburbs, I guess. Getting people to show up there is going to be a lot harder. So this is what Elon really wanted. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.